Hey guys, welcome to my Heroes of Hammerwatch Act 3 video. In this video we'll be beginning Act 3, talking about items and traps and stuff like that we encounter. I hope this information will be useful to you. Let's just get right back into it. Act 3 secret right off the rip. This is what they look like, kind of like a moldy wall. You go inside, we got a bronze chest, we have a bronze key, Apothecary's Mortal and Pestle. This is pretty good. This act, we'll talk about it real quick. These exclamation marks mark these statues. There are 3 statues on every single map. Once you kill all 3 statues, the exit opens up so that you can use it to go to the next floor. That's pretty much all that there is to this act. So I'll cut around to stuff as we go. I believe this is also the first act where you encounter magical enemies, and there's a few other things that are interesting about this act too that I can't think of off the top of my head. When you shoot these statues though, they spawn ghosts. I'll probably show the clip of me fighting the first one, but afterwards I'll just skip around to other stuff. Yeah, so it's gonna be a long process. So if it weren't for this being new stuff, I would 100% cut this. Priests don't do much in Act 1. They're not... Sorry, I should say that the ghost priests, they're not useless, but in NG0 they don't use any attacks. After NG0 they do... These are paladins. That's a priest. The guy with the circle is a priest. They all represent the base characters of the game, I think. There's no wizard though. There's sorcerer, priest, ranger, thief, and paladin. These guys are rangers. That's a priest. That's a rogue, a thief. We're down to just the legs now. We've killed it, and that's all there is to it. At the top you saw that said 2 more to go, and that quite literally means we have 2 more statues to go. Alright, I'll cut around to important stuff. Something I did think about that I didn't mention before, I don't believe. If you hit G, you can see your guild hall. After beating Act 2, I get 4 attack power to all my heroes from this character. You can see that here, 4 from class titles. This is gonna be tricky, because it's in a room that doesn't really favor us. So the priests can't actually attack, but they do slow you. The sorcerers make the little right-click sorcerer skill, which basically just makes ice fall on you. That thing right there. Ooh. I forgot I could do that. But priests just slow you. Sorcerers do that, and rogues throw out their 3 throwing knives. So this is our first trap room. This one, it's not too bad. I would say that this one's pretty easy. The thing to note about this guy is if you're not playing a ranged class, what happens is when you hit this button, the chest teleports over here, and a little structure spawns here, similar to the towers we saw before. Maybe I'll include them, maybe I won't, but you'll see them here anyways. And if you're playing like ranger or sorcerer or something, you can actually shoot this thing down so that it's not really a threat as you're going around the actual trap. I would suggest doing that just because it'll make your life easier. And now it's just a default spike trap. Okay, next one. And since we have bronze key, this is worth doing, otherwise I wouldn't have done this. So hopefully we get something good. This is pretty good. Seal of the Martyr's pretty good. As you can see, my damage has gone up quite a bit because of how low I am. It actually makes clearing rooms really easy. Alright, since we've beaten all the statues, we can move on to the next floor. There was an ore drop on that last floor, but I wasn't going to use it because we've got a shop to look forward to. Oof. I may have bit off more than I can chew. Alright. Right back to it. That's one down. 2 to go. There's our first necromancer. I don't know if you see him, but he's the guy with the little blue circle around him that I just killed. What he does is, if you kill enemies around him, they actually turn to ghosts rather than just dying. There's another one in this group. He must be right here, because I don't see him. Yep, that was him. I'll try to get you a good shot of one before I fight him, because I just recently discovered what the necromancers looked like. And I've been playing this game for a while. Let's see, is there another one? Doesn't look like it. This is like the armor guy. He boosts armor, I believe. Oh, whoops. For his nearby guys. Ooh, nice. Bonus key. You'll see that I'm hitting them for a lot less damage because he's around. I'm hitting them for a fair amount of damage though because of that Seal of Martyr we got earlier. Ooh, we are really low. I may die here. Yeah. Alright, well, maybe I should have sent the ore down, but we got 11 more. And we got a guild title. So guild titles come from this little bar here, and you get these points from accomplishments. So as we go through the game, we'll get several of those. They give you bonus stars for all your characters, and money and ore for your current stuff. So we're gonna hit Town Hall 2, because that gets us access to the next set of upgrades. Chapel is really useful, but I would say 4th tier Chapel is the most useful. Fountain is also really useful, but I personally like Guild Hall 2 the most. Access to more skills means access to more passives and skills. And while I don't like skills too much on the Ranger, the passives are very, very helpful. The other thing is now we can upgrade our bow shot to 3. This makes it pierce 1 more enemy. It deals 2 more damage, and our movement speed is decreased by less. We can get more, I think it's more movement speed, but I could be wrong. No, same amount of movement speed that lasts half a second longer and 10% evasion instead of 5%. That's really good. And this guy is really good. He lets you basically, you have a 5% chance to crit and apply a mark to the enemy champions. Or sorry, I was just playing League of Legends. The enemies, when you have a target marked, there's a 5% chance, so basically 5% crit on top of the crit. So this is always a 5% chance, but you have a 5% chance to do critical damage, and this is based on all sources of damage. The key there is all sources. So we currently have 5% critical strike chance, which means if we shoot this a bunch of times, we'll eventually crit for 34 damage, I believe. Yeah, 33 damage. When it's marked, you see that little mark? I can occasionally crit again, and it'll do double that damage because that's my crit damage multiplier. Later on, you can get more and more crit damage multipliers. So let's say you have like 1000% crit, right? So let's say you're hitting for 10. When you crit, you'll hit for 100, but when you crit a crit, you'll hit for 1000 damage, which is 100 times, you know, your current damage. We just got boots, armor, and attack power upgrades. Those are all really good. There's not much else to do because we don't have anything else in the town, but we will check out the item roller. And I believe we can get apothecary upgrades. Fantastic. There's nothing too great right now, but I would say early game, your most important thing, depending on who you're playing. This adds 1 magical and physical damage on my primary. As you know, my primary currently does 14. That's 2 whole damage, which is 1/7 of what I do. So that's a pretty big upgrade. I think that's like, what, 14.14% or something. And there's other stuff here that's pretty good, but we could reroll and go for something better, but I don't really advise rerolling at the start of the game. I don't think it does too much for you, so we'll just take these items. And we're not gonna see many silver chests. We probably won't see a single gold chest. And I don't feel like wasting too much money on this. So we'll grab 2 silver keys and 5 bronze keys, and then we'll head into the mines. Alright. I'll see you guys either when I die or when we get somewhere new. Alright. We've got a bat room here. Lucky charm that increases our chance to evade and crit. I don't know if I did this trap room, but basically you just stand in between the arrows like I just so eloquently did. I believe this is a new trap room that you guys haven't seen yet. How this works is each button is assigned a section. So when you hit this button, and then this button, and then this button, it means that this button will go, whatever spikes this button's assigned to first will go out first, or come back first. These will come back second, and these will come back third. So from this we see that the first button, this one, is the middle. This one came out second, so this guy is the bottom. And this one came up third, so this guy is the top. We want them to come in behind us. So we want the bottom, the middle, and then the top, and then we run. And as you can see, that gets us over here. We hit the button, and we are now safe. Amulet resistance is pretty good. I don't know if I wanted the other items I got. Ring of Health is just always good, especially early game because you have a lot less health. So 0.2 is actually a pretty substantial amount of health regen. And with that, we'll go ahead and do the portal. The reason I'm doing the portal is we could encounter bronze chests or silver chests and up using keys. I don't know if I want to do that since I only have so many, but we'll just go ahead and do the cube here. Alright, we cleared the cube with no difficulties. These are combo spheres. These work off of combo. It's pretty much self-explanatory. This is gonna be really good. Mana regen on its own is good, but this gives us the set, which gives us 10 health and mana regen, which means this item will get enhanced by that when we're in combo to give us even more health regen. All this stuff is pretty good. 20 attack power is huge right now. This won't do too much for us. Movement speed is always good. And now we have the firm buckler and the callow protection, which means we have a 25% chance to block 5 of either type of damage, which is pretty good. We've got a key up here, which is nice. Here's what Combo Nova looks like. This just basically adds more damage to us while we're in rooms, clearing out mobs. It's pretty good. I would say it's really good early game. Kind of falls off later on into the game because, I don't know, in my opinion it's not that powerful, but I could be wrong. I I myself do not have much experience running skill builds. By the way, skill power increases the damage of your skills and your items, which is why I'm talking about skill builds when I'm talking about an item effect, because I'm assuming your combo Nova's damage is affected by skill power, which would make it much more useful for someone who's running a skill build than primary builds like I do usually. We're taking a lot of damage here, mainly just because I'm doing a lot of dumb things. But our health regen's keeping us in there. Right now we're at 0.36. I'll go ahead and get in combo so I can show you. It goes up all the way to 1 per second, which is really huge right now. So it only takes us 80 seconds to go back up to full health. We are really low right now. Alright, so we chose to skip it. So we're gonna go ahead and just head right in. Well, it looks like we're probably not gonna make it through this cube. But we'll keep going for it. Got some pretty good items this time. We're gonna go back in Act 2, instantly get a chest. Now that we don't have silver keys, we get a silver chest. Kinda sucks, but what we can do about it. Got a monolith, depending on what this is. That's really good actually. On Ranger, early game, Endless Potential is probably the best thing you can get. I would say at least. If we hit this ore dump after grabbing this ore. Jeez, we're gonna want to portal this though, so we gotta watch our Endless Potential timer. But yeah, we can go through here, grab all the items we can get. Because Endless Potential on Ranger early game, his spin does damage equal to his primary. So these are all primary attacks coming out. But when you have Endless Potential, it costs nothing too. So hopefully it's something good out of this. Book of Enlightenment, it's the XP gain. It's really good. Go ahead and do that portal, and hopefully we get through it really fast. We didn't ore dump just because we can get blacksmith upgrades and stuff. Granted, you know, it's enough. This is our first combo, I mean not combo, that's our first cube Nova. Once you have beaten Act 2, you get the first cube that has a Nova in it. The Act 1 skipping cube will never give you a Nova, however, everything afterwards does, and it gets to be bigger and bigger as time goes on. We got some really good stuff here. This extends our combo, and this makes it easier to get into combo. This is extra health and mana regen. This is really good. Our base is almost at 1. We've got some really good items here. Constructs is okay, but we're going against statues, so this can help a lot with the statues is the main thing that that's going to be good for. Shield breaker is really good, lowers armor of enemies. I'm sure that that works really well against most of the melee enemies in this stage. We're gonna try to like semi-zoom through this, just because we have Endless Potential right now. Maybe not the smartest idea, but may as well use it to our advantage while we still have it, yeah. These statues are really easy to take if you have Endless Potential, so we'll start to knock this one down and die. Anyways, it's fine because we get our blacksmith up, or we can do fountain. Yeah, I think we'll do this. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little impatient and doing some stupid stuff because of it. That's a huge boost to our attack power. Armor also went up pretty significantly. We get a lot more damage off of our primaries now. We have skill points. But I usually don't upgrade this stuff when I play Ranger, but maybe I should. We're at what, 24 then? So going up to 40s. A lot more arrows, but also double the cost. I like having the lower cost because you can proc the evade chance and movement speed more often. These runs will just go for money to make our lives easier. Our goal here is to make as much money and then dump it so that we can buy the blacksmith upgrades. We want the boots and the armor and all the good stuff, really. Oh, we don't need to do that right now because we don't have a bronze key, so there's no point. I think what we'll do is we'll go for Fountain next. I think Fountain is huge. I think tier 2 Fountain does a lot more than tier 1 Fountain though, but tier 2 Fountain comes in the town upgrade after this, I believe. I think tier 2 Fountain is, I don't know, probably the most helpful upgrade you can get in terms of just how much it affects the game right after you get it. Fountain in this game basically is a way to customize all your runs. You can make the floors bigger, you can make there be more enemies, you can make there be more elites, more bosses. You can get glass walks to make trap rooms easier. It adds a lot of customizability to your runs, and what that leads to is easier runs if you choose to make it easier for yourself. On the other hand, you can also make it harder for yourself by gaining XP gain and gold. I think it's gold gain, I could be wrong. But definitely EXP gain goes up, and that's super useful in the early game because leveling up is a huge part of getting stronger. I think we screwed up by going for this cube again. We're a little weak. We can do it, but we can't do it in the manner that I'm attempting to do it, where I'm not paying much heed to my enemies. I'm just kind of going for it. Quick before I start this run, I forgot to, and so I made some upgrades to the town. I got some upgrades for my attack power, my armor, my movement speed, my crit chance, all that juicy stuff. And I just started the run after rolling these items. I managed to get both stones on my, I think, third roll of the shop, which was kind of cool. It doesn't do too much for us, but 2 gold when killing an enemy is really good at this point in the game, in my opinion. 20 attack power is huge. Piercing physical physical armor is fantastic. And then other than that, I upgraded my bow shot, but nothing else is really new here. But yeah, we're gonna go right into this run. Here's my fountain that you just saw. I'll show you a clip of me doing all that. Alrighty, back to the portal room. You'll see how much faster this is gonna go because of these items and this getting upgraded and the blacksmith upgrades. We're gonna absolutely smash through this cube. That's 4 layers down already. We can probably get them all down, and we're managing to take some damage here from arrows, but we don't have to worry too much about it because we can clear it just so fast now. We got 4 greens, which is really good. I think we should be able to clear the tier 2 cube now as well. I don't recall if we've gotten an imp so far, but this is what they look like. One thing to note about imps is that they give you anything from gold to ore to items. You can also send your gold to town. I would say imps usually spawn in hooked rooms. Secrets also tend to do this. So this is a hooked room, is what I like to call it, a hooked hallway, a hooked room. Anything with an extra block, I would say, off to the side, usually ends up with an imp in it, and they always spawn somewhere after you've passed it. So if you walk past here and you come in here and you see, oh, an imp spawn, well then you know it's somewhere in this area, not up here or something like that, because they never spawn instantly. So you always got to backtrack, and if you see a hook like this, you usually, that's what I do at least, I go to the hook. Maybe we've hit this room. I feel like we haven't, but this is just a speed trap. Silver chest. Curio's coffer is pretty good. Boosts basically all your stats. We're kind of clearing this just like we cleared the Act 1 one. We're no regard for the enemies at all. We'll just go in full circles, shooting at the cube in the center. Here we got a Nova coming, so we gotta kind of watch out for that. There we go. Tier 2 cube complete. We got some really good stuff here. Sphere of mana. 1 attack power per item in my inventory. Yeah, I love having mana on this character. Feels great. Secret. We got a bronze chest. Gloves of warding. That's a passive block of magic damage. That's really good. Gloves of warding aren't my favorite. In my personal opinion, I'd rather have percent chance blocks like the tower shield, rather than a guaranteed block of higher damage with a cooldown, because in general you usually have enough luck that the percent chances happen enough that they're blocking way more damage. Alrighty, that's floor 1 clear of Act 3, I think. Oh, JK trap room. Oh, this one, I don't know if we covered this yet. So this one, you hit the button and then you follow paths. So here we go. As far as I know, the paths, there's only a few of them, but there's no way to tell which one you're gonna get. So, and we got lifesteal. We may get very far in this run then. I haven't rolled lifesteal yet, but lifesteal, I would say one of the upgrades in the chapel, once you get the chapel later on, tier 3 chapel, you can get Symbol of Essence, which gives you basically the effect of the item I just picked up, and it makes a huge difference in your runs, because if you watch my HP bar here, I am taking a lot less damage. Ooh, a gold chest. This trap's fairly simple. These little guys activate as spikes after you stepped on them. We got a purple item. We're having an incredible run. So we may very well beat more than just this act for sure now. Health regen would be great. Organ would be great for us right now. Mana regen's always great. I don't like this. It's pretty much, I don't like this and I don't like this. Everything else is pretty good. We can only get 3. Good chance is pretty great. I think we'll go crit. We should get the 2 rings. So I think we'll go crit in the 2 rings. I'd love to get the Organ from Markham's. I really would, but I think this is more of a progression run since I'm having such good luck on items. So we'll just go for it. I've probably missed the bat room at this point. I'm very bad at noticing bat rooms sometimes. We can drop our ore and gold now because we've already done the shop of this act. Yeah, with this ring of these rings of regen and combo and all this other stuff, we pretty much have permanent right click, which means we have permanent movement speed, bonus, and evade pretty much. It's really good. We got lifesteal, we got evade, we got movement speed. A very good run. Alright, so we got our 2 statues. I think we've killed every single mini boss. There's almost for sure. Nope, there is none here. And there is none here. Oh, 2 over here from earlier. Bronze key. That's it. Alright, I'll take it. 2 are over here. I must have missed the bat room. It probably shows up in a clip somewhere. If I see it while I'm reviewing the footage, I'll try to bring it up. We'll go ahead and head over to the exit and fight the Act 3 boss for the first time. On camera, at least. Puzzle room? Hey, there's the mark of stone we didn't get earlier. So now we've got organ, progression. We got everything we could ever want right now. This is actually a really good run. We'll see if it's enough to beat the game, but I doubt it. Either way, it'll be split up into videos, so we'll see. We'll dump our ore just in case we lose. This boss is pretty simple on the ranger, I think. Just kind of sit here and shoot forward. Since we have vamp, we can oh, actually we could probably run up and get him burned. Yeah. So in this fight, you can shoot them, or you can shoot their respective statues to do damage to them. Like right here, see how he's taking damage when I'm not shooting him? The damages take less statues. Something that I've noticed personally is that occasionally the statues will get cracked. However, I can't tell you for the life of me what that means. I'm assuming that means they take more damage. However, I don't know. That was very easy.